You make me wanna say, oh, 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 oh my god. I don't know why that song was in my head, but anyway. Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. Such a strange intro. I mean, it's not the first time that I've started an episode with, like, me just blurting out legitimately whatever is in my head. Whether it's like a song or just like a weird internet reference. Maybe not weird, just a random internet reference, you know. But in today's case, I was singing a little bit of OMG by Usher, I believe it is. Yeah, Usher featuring Will I Am. It's a bop. What a time. Wait, now I'm kind of curious as to exactly when that song came out. 2010? Sheesh. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm looking at the track list for this album. Quite quite familiar with a lot of these songs. But it came out in 2010. I was 10 years old. It doesn't say like well, I mean, Raymond versus Raymond Expanded Edition. You know, I don't have any songs liked by Usher, like on Spotify. I don't really go out of my way to listen to him. But, you know, he does have some good songs, I will say. He released an album this year? What the freak? When? Oh, back in February. Yeah, no. Definitely didn't listen to that. Sorry. But, hmm. Why doesn't it say the date? Why doesn't it say the date that this was released? That's strange. Raymond versus Raymond Usher Deluxe Edition. It says album 2010, right? But it doesn't say like the date. Like if I maybe because no, the album previous to it that he released says that it was released May 27, 2008. So why isn't there a release date for this one? I don't like that. That's kind of frustrating to me. But Versus was released August 24th, 2010. 2010, 2010, however you want to say it. I kind of flip flop, clearly, because I don't know how to make up my mind. Oh, hot toddy. Oh, they call me King. Oh, copy. Oh, now I'm just having a little bit of a blast from the past. Because his songs were very, very popular on the radio. I would hear them so often in the car. I mean, I was 10 years old. Did I have a phone then? But touch screen phones weren't really. Were they a thing? Wait, now I need to Google it. First touchscreen phone. Okay, 1994 is crazy. 1992. Come on, can we get the dates correct here? First touchscreen phone, 1992. The IBM Simon was the first of its kind when it came out in 1992. This phone was the 1992 version of today's iPhone. It was touchscreen, portable, had a calculator, email, and could work on networks. Wow. The picture shows that it has a pen. Well, wait, hold on. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I thought that it had a pen with it, like, you know, like a little stylus, but I think that's just a pen to show the size comparison. Anyway, that would have been pretty sick though, like a touchscreen phone with a stylus too. Like you don't even have to touch the screen yourself if you don't want to. Just use your little pen. That's cool. But anyway, um, I guess a better way for me to gauge where I was in 2010 is to see what phones were released in 2010. They had, oh wow, iPhone 4, Apple's 2010 phone was marketed as the thinnest smartphone in the world. It also featured a front-facing camera and was the year Instagram debuted on iOS. HTC Legend, Google Nexus 1, Samsung Galaxy S, Sony Horizon. You know what? This list is getting a little bit long. I don't really care to read it all. Mostly because I didn't know how to pronounce that word. But uh, also because it's still not really striking anything for me. In 2010, I was in elementary school still, right? I was 10 years old. Fighting for my life, trying to think back right now. I was 10 years old. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like in the fifth grade. So, fourth, either end of fourth, beginning of fifth, depending on the time of year. Cool, great mind, awesome. So, the answer for myself, I guess, where I was, if I had a phone then, not one with a touchscreen. Because, fun fact, actually, I've never owned an iPhone. I can't say I've never owned an Apple product because that's not true. However, I've never owned an iPhone. I've always been an Android girly. One, because they're budget friendly, and two, I just didn't see the appeal in it. I'm also, if you're a longtime listener, maybe you've picked up on this, but I don't know, don't really like to, I don't want to say I don't like to follow trends, but because I don't feel like that's necessarily true, but I don't like the peer pressure of having to do things. I don't like feeling that. And I will most definitely rebel or just go against it if I feel so inclined to. And so seeing how everyone like raved about iPhones and things just made me not want to get one. I didn't want to join the cult. I honestly never really cared for it, to be honest. I always thought they were kind of overrated. Hate me if you want to. That's cool. That's fine. That's great. That's awesome. We're all entitled to our own opinions, even if they're wrong. Whether it's my opinion that's wrong or yours, that's up for you to decide because it's really based on personal preference. So you do what you want. I'm not gonna shit on you for it. It's just not my thing. Will I give it a try someday? Maybe. I've interacted with enough iPhones in my day where just like I don't really care for it. I like my Samsung. I like my Android phone. And I'll stick with it. Thank you. But anyway, um yeah, no, 2010 I certainly didn't have an iPhone because one, too expensive. I'm pretty sure I had a phone that had like buttons on the screen still. Like with the little keypad, which is it feels kind of crazy to say aloud because touchscreens are just so normal. When I think of phones now, I either think of like, a touchscreen phone or a flip phone. I forget about that little in between bit where there were phones that had the keyboard right on it. It was just a little tiny screen and a little tiny keyboard. You had to make do with what you got. That's it. If you got big old thumbs, oh well. You better type real carefully or be real patient or just send all the typos. Fuck it. Maybe they'll be able to decipher it. Or better yet, just make the phone call because that's what the phones were originally made for anyway, no? But yeah. Um I don't know where exactly I was going with this. I think well, I don't think there really was a point. It was just me rambling. But also, I before I forget, let's do the word of the day. Today's word genius word of the day is schema. It's a noun. The origin is Greek, late 18th century. There's two definitions for this word. The first one is a representation of a plan or theory in the form of an outline or model. The second one reads, in Kantian philosophy, that's in parentheses, a conception of what is common to all members of a class, a general or essential type of form. Examples of schema in a sentence. The business plan for the next 5 years was clearly laid out in the one-page schema. The football coach used the halftime break to draw a schema of some new plays for the team. Okay, interesting. Oh, there's a fun fact. Wait, I don't think I've ever scrolled this far down to see that there's a fun fact. Okay, let's read it. Did you know in the education field, schema and the plural schemata refers to the basic ideas of how things are and how they might be organized. For example, a child who lives in a row house with a flat roof might initially believe a home is any other row house with a flat roof. As the child learns about the world, they might encounter detached homes, houses with angled roofs, mobile homes, and apartments. The child's schema, or understanding of what a home represents, grows wider and more detailed. The schema of what home means does not go away, but gathers nuance as the child learns. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. At least to me, anyway. And it's kind of funny, ironic, maybe. At least for me. Because that's something that I've come to realize a little bit recently. Like, you can have a definition for a word in your head. But just because that's your definition doesn't mean that's the only definition. Like with the word home that I just read the example of. You can have an idea for home. Maybe it's your specific exact home in mind when you hear the word home, but there are so many other homes that look similar and nothing like the home that you picture. So just because you have this one definition of home in your mind doesn't mean that it's the only definition of home. Doesn't mean that it's I was going to say correct, but I mean the definition in your head can be correct, yes. But that doesn't make other people's definitions of home incorrect just because it's not the home that you have in mind. So there's that. And I do feel like I've touched base on this in a previous episode before, but I can't make an exact reference, so I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But, fun fact of the day, along with the word of the day, or the word of the week rather, because I only upload once a week anyway. And word of the week has a better ring to it as opposed to word of the day. It's the word of the day for Word Genius because I do get emails from them daily. But it's the word of the week for this podcast. And you know what? With that word of the week in mind, I do feel as though I should actually perhaps plan my episodes out just a little bit. Perhaps just a little bit. Like, we'll start off with the intro, do a little word of the week, and continue to yap on. Plan things out a little bit. I know I like to do things very. This is just me talking to myself at this point. This is my own little self therapy session, I guess. Thank you for joining in and listening. Do leave notes if you feel so inclined. Um, I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you're a long time listener, because you've been able to hear me grow. I was going to say see, but you don't even get to see me. You just get to hear me. Although I have been very much contemplating looking into actually getting equipment and things, or figuring out a way to record and do my word of the day and things with the tools I already have at my disposal. There's part of me that really, really wants to buy a new laptop because the laptop that I have currently low-key sucks ass. She's so slow. I love her and I have lots of patience. However, when it comes to being able to look things up right in the moment, there's going to be quite a delay. And I feel like that's frustrating to have to listen to, at least a little bit of silence. I can only do so much distracting before I eventually forget why I even Googled what I did in the first place. So, I can fill the silence in between, but with my little bit of a squirrel brain, I might just end up in a totally different route and having incomplete thoughts all throughout. So I don't know. I do want to get a new laptop because then I feel like it'll be a bit easier for me. But I'm not quite sure on that yet. I do think it would be beneficial and I would actually use it. 'Cause my laptop isn't necessarily collecting dust. It's just sitting in my laptop case, not being used. She's being neglected. Or maybe I can figure out how to fix the speed of that thing. I don't know. But yeah, maybe video form of podcast will come soon. But I feel that would also require me to edit the video. And I just be lazy, baby. I just be lazy. Then I gotta learn something new. But you know what? Sorry. Who am I saying sorry to? Myself, I guess, for being freaking lazy. Sorry to myself for being lazy. No, it wouldn't be a bad thing to learn something new, like figuring out a program to edit the videos and uploading it, actually putting time and effort into my podcast, because I have been just doing this for fun and I do enjoy it. I enjoy the yapping, but I feel like I could do more and make it better. So I do want to do that. I do have some ideas for future episodes. Wink, wink. Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. Particularly perhaps a Halloween episode. I think that'd be fun, like a Halloween special where I'm dressed up in a costume of some sort, saying, I don't know what I'd be saying, what I'd be talking about. Something about Halloween specifically. Something fun, something silly, something entertaining. I love Halloween. I'm currently wearing a Hex Girls t-shirt. If you don't know the Hex Girls, they're a band in Scooby-Doo. They were in the Scooby-Doo movie, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they were in the show, but like they're part of the Scooby-Doo universe, I suppose you could say. And I love Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. The Hex Girls is a fictional gothic rock band created by writers Rick Kopp and David A. Goodman. The members are portrayed by Jennifer Hale, Jane Weedlin, and Kimberly Brooks. They write and perform original songs for the band. I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. Yeah, so they appear in Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. The Hex Girls are first introduced as potential suspects of the mystery that is going on in their hometown, Oak Haven, Massachusetts. Oh, wow. Is Oak Haven a real place in Massachusetts, though, or is that just made up like Quahog, Rhode Island? Oh, no, it is. It's a real thing. It's a real place. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wonder how far. An hour 20? That's not too bad. There's traffic, though. Oh, there was an accident. That's tough. That's tough. But that's pretty cool. I wonder if there's fun things to do in Oak Haven. I want to go on like a hike or something so bad. The leaves are starting to change colors and the trees look absolutely beautiful. I cannot get enough every time I go outside and I see the red leaves, the yellow leaves. There are still some green leaves, lots of green leaves. A lot of the trees are still very full. But I love the fall because all the pretty colors, all the pretty colors. Although when I stop and think about it for too long, I start to get a little sad because once the trees are naked, winter is coming and boy, I mean, I love winter too. Like, don't get me wrong. Although it can be a bit depressing, just dark by 5 p.m., 4 p.m. even. It's dark as hell, cold as hell. The trees are naked. In terms of scenery, there really isn't much. In terms of like natural scenery, anyway, there really isn't much to see unless it snows. When it snows, I'm in awe. I'm happy. I love to see it, really. But if the snow like sticks around for a bit and it like melts a little bit and then freezes over overnight and melts a little bit more and freezes over again overnight, it's just a safety hazard at that point. And it starts to get all dirty and yucky and the roads get all white from all the salt. What a time. I still like winter better than summer, though. So there's that. Despite the seasonal depression, I do enjoy the winter more than I do the summer. You can fight me all you want, but summer is like bottom tier. Perhaps I will have some experiences in the future that'll change that. But for right now, I think I'm gonna put winter above summer. But I've ranked the seasons before in terms of which is my favorite and least favorite, and I still I'm gonna stand on spring being my favorite, mostly because my birthday's in the spring, so there's that bit of bias, but it's gonna be spring, fall, winter, and then summer. I love the transitional seasons. That's why they're the first two. Excuse me. But the winter, I like winter better because I like the cold more than the heat. I can withstand the cold better than I can the heat. I don't like to sweat. It makes me feel icky, yucky, caca, nasty. But the winter's cool because then I can always add more layers and warm up. But summertime, like I can't walk around naked. That's not what's the word? What do they call it? What's the legal term for being nude out in public? Public indecency, I think. Yeah, we can't be naked out in public, but we sure can bundle up. So But the winter is scary in terms of like the ice and stuff. Oh boy, black ice, arch nemesis. Arch nemesis. I tell ya. Mm-mm. Gotta be careful on them stairs, baby. I'm speaking from personal experience now. Gotta be careful on them outdoor stairs. Salt your stairs, please. Salt your stairs, please. I'm sure you're wondering why I feel so strongly about this. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I don't remember what year, but I was leaving like a. Damn it, what's the fucking holiday? New Year's. Goodness. I was leaving a New Year's party. And it was like a family get together kind of thing. But it didn't snow recently. There happened to be patches of black ice and near the stairs. And so when I was going down, I wasn't being so careful, and I slipped and fell, and I don't remember if I hit my head or anything. I definitely fell on my ass, but I don't remember if I fell back and hit my head on the stairs. I think I was able to catch myself and not cause injury to the skull, but still not a fun time, still very embarrassing. And I was sober. I was still like a kid then. I was much younger then. So I wasn't drinking. I was just not fully paying attention to where I was going. But it was also black ice, so it was hard to see. You can only see it at certain angles. If you're looking at it from right above, maybe. But like if the light's not catching it, if the street light's not catching it, I'm not catching it either, baby. I'm catching my ass to the ground. The ground's getting a. Let me stop. No, but yeah, salt your stairs in the winter, please. Or fucking go out there with a pick and break all the black ice off, please. Or shovel the snow after, like, don't just let the snow pile on and then let it melt and freeze again. Anyway, that's not a problem for right now because fall only just started. Well, it hasn't even been a month yet because it's only October 11th, so we still got a bit of time. You know what's crazy though? At least to me, anyway, that the winter doesn't officially start until late December, like December 20th or something like that. It's kind of crazy because at least in my mind, like when you say winter, I think December 1st. Maybe even end of November. Excuse me. Because we get winter. We get winter. We get snow. I'm low-key very frustrated right now because I was yipping and yapping for a wee bit and my mic stopped recording or stopped catching the recording. Something happened. It like bugged out or whatever. But anyway, continuing on. We get snow sometimes in November, so it like makes sense that it would be considered winter time, but no, it's still fall. Actually, I googled it and the winter solstice isn't until Saturday, December 21st. What the freak? Okay, thanks for nothing. Somebody shut the lights off on me. Not knowing that there's somebody down here. I guess you can't really hear me, but that's rude. Anyway. Sorry, I'm still just a little bit annoyed because all that audio just not recorded. I was yipping and yapping for a little bit, but anyway, it is what it is, baby. But yeah, winter doesn't officially start until like the end of December, just a couple of days before Christmas, if you celebrate anyway. So it's a little bit like, wow, really? But it makes sense because, well, spring doesn't start until March, mid March. Every 3 months there's a new season starting. So there's that. There's that. Damn. I was in such a good flow, and then I noticed. Well, I mean, I guess it's good that I noticed. I would have been even more upset if I was yapping for even longer and missed out on more audio, but it's okay. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. But speaking of. Mm, I don't know what I was speaking of exactly, actually, but we're gonna pivot a little bit. The Boris, what is that thing called? Oh my god, the Northern Lights. I was gonna use the government name. Aurora borealis. Shout out to me for making a tweet about it because the name was completely blanking in my mind. The aurora borealis was visible in a lot of states and a lot of places that it normally isn't visible in, and I didn't get to bear witness to it with my own eyes, and honestly it made me so sad because someone in my area had posted about it. Like, they posted a picture, and I don't know, just in my bed existing. I wasn't expecting it to be visible so early. It was around sunset time, maybe like 6. My sister, well, actually, it was my sister who saw someone who posted about it, and or someone in the area that posted about it. She was like, "Yeah, it was like around sunset time." What the freak? That shit broke my heart a little bit, actually, but I've been seeing so many beautiful pictures on Twitter, and I did retweet quite a few, but I do also retweet quite a bunch of shit. So honestly, I'll probably just link them in the episode description if you're interested in seeing. But there was even a meme, me watching everyone enjoy the Northern Lights, and it's that picture of Squidward looking at SpongeBob and Patrick through his through his shade, in his window in his house, and the aurora borealis is present in the photo. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Not even just felt. I can't say past tense. It's how I feel. Because why couldn't it be me? Why couldn't it be me? That's what I get for not being outside, I guess. That's what I get for not being outside. But hey, it's okay. I will get my time to see the Northern Lights eventually. Whether it's in the comfort of my hometown or in a very frigid place. But I don't know about you, but while I do find it to be very, I don't want to say amusing because it's not necessarily funny, but I guess I don't know. I'm just gonna use the word amusing for now. While I do find it amusing that a lot of people have been able to see the northern lights from places that they're not normally visible, I do also see it to be concerning because why are we able to see the northern lights in places that they're not usually visible? They're called the northern lights for a reason, no? So it just sparks a bit of curiosity and concern because what's going on? I mean, we know that global warming is going crazy right now. Actually, there's a lot of things that have been going crazy right now. Like the hurricane that was about to hit, well, not about to, the hurricane that hit Florida, I honestly forget the name. Not Hurricane Helene, but it was like Hurricane Milton. Mm-mm-mm. It already passed through Florida at this point and it's back in the ocean. It looks like, based on like the hurricane tracker on Google at this point in time. But oh wow. But excuse me. It like miraculously died down quite a bit too though. It went from a category 5 hurricane to a category 2. Like that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I do wonder how people are doing down there, how much damage has taken place, because there's no way that the hurricane just passed through and didn't wreck anybody or anything. Post tropical cyclone Milton. Okay, not a hurricane anymore, but once was. Kind of crazy. Crazy that it died down before hitting. Yeah, because I think it said that it was a hurricane, a category 2 by the time it hit Florida, like actually. Uh, Rather scary. I'd hate to be a Floridian right now. I hope that everyone is okay. I mean, you know. It's scary. It's scary. I don't know. So much going on. So much going on. And sorry, I opened up my timeline and I saw someone post a picture. There's an aurora at my house. Oh, OMG. OMG. Anyway. Ooh. Sorry, hold on. I just read a tweet. It says, "Hey, if I see my niece take her first steps without her parents here, I shouldn't tell them, right? Let them think they caught it? Especially her mom, that's a first time mom. Dot dot dot. Important notes, her parents don't use Twitter or know my handle. She's fortunately been on time developmentally thus far, so worrying about her not meeting certain milestones at the typical times isn't a factor." Damn. 3 hours ago, the she replied, "Really? Over 15,000 people like this? I don't have anything to promote but thoughtfulness and healthy boundaries. Don't be a dick, but take no shit." I like that. Don't be a dick, but take no shit. Period. Respectfully, I think I like it so much because it's catchy. But before I read the replies, I'm gonna say I don't know. Damn, hold on. I gotta think about. Well, I already did think about it. Let me. I was gonna say illustrate, but that's not. Let me iterate my thoughts. Did I? Let me. Okay, so because her mom, like the. Hmm? No. Whatever. I'm just gonna tell you my thoughts. Sorry, I know I said iterate, but like reiterate. But that's not. Hmm. Get rid of the re. You put the. Interesting. Anyway, sorry. I got a little too caught up on my phone here. Thoughts. Because the mom is a first time mom, it might feel as though you're taking a moment from her, at least in her mind. So, like, emotionally, it's like, let's just keep it to ourselves. But if it's true and factual, but that's something so small. So it's like, well, not so small. A child taking their first steps is a big moment, actually. So, it's the beginning of their independence, I think. Being able to walk on their own. But it can be a little heartbreaking, I suppose, being a mom for the first time and not being able to see your first child's first steps. But, I mean, then again, like, if it happened, you should just be happy that it happened, not upset because you weren't there to witness it. You're going to be able to witness her taking all these other steps. So, I don't know. But I suppose it really depends on the person themselves, the mom themselves, how you think it'll make them feel if they didn't get to witness their child's first steps. Because me personally, if I knew it would kind of break their heart because they weren't there to bear witness, I would just keep it to myself. But if I knew that they would just be happy that their child was able to meet this milestone finally, or like that their child just met the milestone, even though they weren't there to witness it themselves, I'd let them know. Either way, it's kind of factual, especially now that you made a tweet about it. It's like, well, what if a friend of a friend sees that tweet and shows it to them? Actually, that's why you didn't get to witness your daughter's first steps. Ooh, I wouldn't wish that upon them, but that would be some weird drama. But let's see. When I worked at a daycare, we never told the parents if they did something first at school. Let them experience it. It doesn't really matter. Working parents already feel sad and guilty for missing stuff. Even if they love their job, she would do it again for them. That's true. She's meeting all the other typical milestones, so it isn't as though it's a concern that she won't. I'm sure she's going to do it again in the next 24 hours. Tell them she's so close to walking. Actually, yeah. That's a really good idea. As a working mother, I remember all the people who rushed to tell me they had seen my son's first steps before me. So yes, do not say anything. For working moms everywhere, the first time you see it, it's magic. Wait, huh? For working moms everywhere, the first time you see it is magic. It doesn't matter what others see. No one sees your baby like you do. That's fair. That's valid. I suppose. Sorry, I'm feeling like I'm gonna retract my statement on just saying it anyway. Like, yeah, it's factual, sure. But it's a moment. I wouldn't want to take away someone's happiness because it's a factual thing that I was able to witness it first. But, like, the thing that someone else said in an earlier reply, I'm going to have to link this tweet. Let me put that in my notes too. She's so close to walking. That's a very, very good idea. Very, very good idea. Something I wouldn't necessarily think to say until very much after the fact. Or, well, now because I read it in a tweet. Yes, all of that, yes. You are practice and see nothing. Mom hasn't yet. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Say, keep your phone handy. She's getting ready to walk. She looked like she was thinking about it, slash trying. Okay. I got it. What the? All these aurora borealis tweets make me a little sad on the inside. But I'm very happy for those that get to experience dazzling, such a dazzling light show in the sky. Truly looks magical, and I cannot wait to be able to experience it for myself in person. Who knows? Maybe tonight I'll be lucky if I can be outside or look out the window at an appropriate time. If it's even possible today, I don't know. But, oh, I'm gonna read this tweet that caught my eye. I didn't finish reading it, but we'll see how it's going after. Well, we'll see what this tweet has to say. Excuse me. We told my 4-year-old what did I We told my 4-year-old I was pregnant and she was not happy about it. After she cried in her bed, she came downstairs, hands on hips, and asked in the most accusatory tone, "And where exactly is this new baby gonna sleep?" Like we're two teens who hadn't thought this pregnancy through. Oh, that's so funny. Kids with attitudes. They shouldn't be funny, but sometimes they really just are. And where exactly is this new baby gonna sleep? Oh man. Someone replied and said, when I was pregnant with my second, my oldest used to whisper in my ear, "No baby." uh, as an eldest child, I'm a little bit sorry to say that I low key, well, no, I low key did feel the same when I found out I was gonna be a big sister. What do you mean? Like there was part of me that was excited, but there was also part of me that just didn't want it. I don't know. It's like I knew all the responsibility I was gonna have to bear before I even got to that point, but you know, it is what it is. It's life has turned out how it's turned out, and I've been able to learn and grow a lot from my siblings and all the experiences I've had with them. Fun fact about me, actually, I am the eldest child of both of my parents, and in total, I have 9 siblings. A lot of kids I know. Good thing they're not mine. But yo, that's kind of out of pocket for me to say. I'm sorry. But if you're curious, I have 5 sisters and 4 brothers. That's what the ratio for that is there. But I think that's the first time I'm sharing this information on the internet like this. But yeah, imagine being the eldest. I was gonna say the eldest of 9, but it's honestly not like. I feel like when I say it that way, it comes off a little differently. It comes off as though we're all in the same household, living together and experiencing life together when that's not necessarily the case. It's more of like a split life kind of deal. For me, that's how I would explain it. But still, grand total of 9 siblings. Christmas goes crazy for sure. But I love all my siblings. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I don't really. There's a lot I could say, but I could go on forever, and I honestly don't really feel like it. I'm actually getting a little bit tired of yapping right now. How long has it been? Oh, it's been almost 50 minutes. Plus I don't even know how long I was yapping for earlier before I realized it wasn't recording. But yeah, getting a wee bit tired now. I think I'm going to call it quits here. Let's see. Oh, I did already link this. Thank you. Don't know where the British accent came from. Don't ask me. Sorry. I beg your finest pardon. Don't know why I felt like saying that. But anyway, that was quite a ramble I went on. But anyway. I sure love to fucking say that. I don't know why. I don't know why. It is what it is. I hope you enjoyed listening to this week's episode of Kaylin's Korner. Make sure to check me out on all my socials. That'll be linked in the description below. I hope you learned something from this. I did spill a bunch of different fun facts, both personal and factual. Well, personal fun facts are also factual, but like, I don't know, scholarly fun facts. I guess. I don't really know. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to this week's episode. I hope you got something from this. You can check me out on all my socials. They'll be linked down in the description below. Thank you for listening. I hope I said that already. I feel like I said it already, but I'm going to say it again because I can't thank you enough anyway. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. May you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.